Chima sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the ceiling. The room was dimly lit, and the silence was deafening. He couldn't understand how everything had changed so quickly. Chichi, the love of his life, had become distant and cold. The promises they made to each other seemed like distant memories. Chima's heart ached as he recalled the days when they were inseparable. He remembered how they met in secondary school, how their love blossomed despite the challenges. Chima came from a humble background, with his father working as a laborer and his mother toiling in people's farms. Chichi's parents were civil servants, and they had always been supportive of their daughter's education. After writing his SSC exams, Chima decided to learn car repairs to support himself and his family. Chichi, on the other hand, was fortunate to gain admission into a higher institution. Despite the distance, their love grew stronger. Chima was always there for Chichi, supporting her financially and emotionally. They promised each other that they would get married once she graduated. However, everything changed during Chichi's NYSC. She met Nick, a handsome and wealthy man who swept her off her feet. Chichi was drawn to Nick's charm and affluence, and she began to neglect Chima. Her words became harsh, and she threatened to leave him. Chima was devastated. He couldn't understand why Chichi had changed so much. One evening, Chima decided to confront Chichi. He couldn't bear the pain any longer. He went to her apartment, hoping to find answers. When he arrived, he saw Chichi and Nick together, laughing and holding hands. Chima's heart shattered into a million pieces. "Chichi, what's going on?" Chima asked, his voice trembling. Chichi looked at him with cold eyes. "Chima, I don't love you anymore. Nick is everything I want in a man. He's successful, and he can give me the life I deserve." Chima felt a lump in his throat. "But what about all the promises we made? What about our love?" Chichi sighed. "People change, Chima. I've changed. I want more from life, and Nick can give me that." Chima left the apartment, his heart heavy with sorrow. He wandered the streets, lost in his thoughts. He couldn't believe that the love of his life had abandoned him for someone else. He felt betrayed and heartbroken. Days turned into weeks, and Chima struggled to move on. He threw himself into his work, trying to forget the pain. His friends and family noticed the change in him, but he kept his feelings to himself. He didn't want to burden anyone with his problems. One day, while working at the garage, Chima met an elderly man named Mr. Ode. Mr. Ode was a regular customer, and he had always been kind to Chima. Sensing Chima's sadness, Mr. Ode decided to talk to him. "Chima, my boy, what's troubling you?" Mr. Ode asked. Chima hesitated but then decided to open up. He told Mr. Ode everything about Chichi and how she had left him for Nick. Mr. Ode listened patiently and then said, "Chima, life is full of challenges and heartbreaks. But you must remember that you are strong. You have a good heart, and you have always been there for others. Don't let this setback define you. Focus on your dreams and your future. The right person will come into your life when the time is right." Chima nodded, feeling a glimmer of hope. He realized that he couldn't let his heartbreak consume him. He had to move forward and build a better life for himself. With renewed determination, Chima continued to work hard. He saved money and eventually opened his own car repair shop. His business thrived, and he became well respected in his community. Though the pain of losing Chichi never completely faded, Chima learned to live with it and found happiness in his work and the support of his loved ones. Years later, Chima heard that Chichi had married Nick, but their marriage was troubled. Chichi reached out to Chima, seeking forgiveness for the way she had treated him. Chima, having grown wiser and stronger, forgave her but chose to keep his distance. Chima's journey was one of resilience and self-discovery. He learned that true love is not just about promises but about mutual respect and support. And though his heart had been broken, he emerged stronger, ready to face whatever life had in store for him.